Ubisoft Fanatic, and I return. Today we're here with Assassin's Creed, a game that probably should be dead. We got Ghost Recon, we'll get to you in just a sec. And we got The Division, go buy The Division 2.
Sell out.
Shut up! And I'm Splinter Cell. I'm totally not promoting a new game that's possibly coming out. And no, I don't sound like Herbert the Pervert. Stop it. Alright, back to the Ghost Recon guy. I wanted to talk about Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's gonna be coming out in October. And I can't wait. There's gonna be no politics. Awesome. And I know what you're thinking. This probably is politics. But you know what they mean when they use the keyword politics. Some sort of people who think they're warriors. Let's just say that. And they really are, because I don't think warriors cry and whine like a bunch of babies. Anyways, let's get going.
Everybody hold up, we got hostiles in the area.
Careful, Sicario's
Dude.
a submachine gun.
Oh no.
Next to the dump.
I see him. Oh, if you're annoyed by my voice, well, too bad. I'm not doing no Michael Jackson crud. Sound kind of like that character from Living Large with Spike and Barley and Shadow. One that Shadow voiced. This guy's on the other side of the wall or something. Let's go take them out. Oh, there's another one. Are people not suspicious that we're walking around like this?
Asshole heard the shot. He's on alert. That LT's getting away.
Ow! I thought I could stop him. The new Breakpoint looks like kind of a survival game. Looks pretty fun. I didn't really like this game as much, but I'm promoting Ubisoft anyway. And I'm actually not promoting them because they don't want me to. Oh, they never return my calls. I don't want to get back to that other crud about the warrior stuff. I mean, the Zootopia is a great movie and has good themes to it, but it's stuff like Captain Marvel when they don't know what the crud to do with it, and they become unoriginal, or the story starts to be this repeat. Like the fact that both Rey from Star Wars and Captain Marvel both are amnesiacs. They've lost their memories. That's not very creative. I can't wait for the new Ghost Recon. We don't get games like Ghost Recon very much. It's the same situation as Destroy All Humans. Ghost Recon's kind of the closest thing we got to a Just Cause game. I can't wait for a Splinter Cell game to be around the corner.
Running away.
Wait, what? We can't catch up with him though, he's too far away.
Yo, 2 cartel gunmen. Over there, near that crate of comm gear. Hang back before they spy.
Crud!
Take cover.
I don't like taking cover.
Firing.
You know me. You can sound your Silent Hill alarm for all I care. Death Stranding's the new crud around the corner, moron. And the other problem with the we're just gonna call them the Crybaby Warriors, is that they're so focused on their, we're not going to say agenda, but so much opinionated, because literally that's what it is. They're just trying to shove their opinions down our throats in their dang, stinking different forms of media. But the actually two biggest key elements when they're too focused on that crud and forget other things is that they always forget how to develop good characters and story. The reason stuff like Alien is so big with its main character, and by the way, why hasn't anybody thought that almost every horror movie a female character is the last survivor? I didn't mean to break out a character there. But seriously, what the crud is this crud? She was tough because she'd say it was believable. She made her way through the toughest scenarios over time. She grew as a character over time, became better over time, and learned from her surroundings and everything all around her, which is her surroundings. Hold on a sec. Oh, never mind, somebody else got you. We're just sounding all sorts of alarms. We don't even care anymore. Is there a helicopter coming for us? Is that a sniper? Let's go get him. Let's go get him. But yeah, they forget to do character development and storytelling. They're too focused on that crud. The other problem is the kind of crud that they do is going to age poorly. It's not going to be timeless. It's kind of like putting twerking in Goosebumps. What the crud was even that? It was so out of place. If you want that stuff to be in your movies or your games, it must come naturally and not be shoved and forced down your throat and in your face. It feels unnatural when you're doing it that way. Apparently they don't know how to do it. The other problem with it is they've done this thing so much to the point a female character almost feels like it's a fictional thing to even be tough when that's not entirely true. But it's ironic that they're the ones that happen to make it look the most offensive. And yet they call us the offensive crybabies.
Sniper.
When they literally are the very thing they sought out to destroy. Or say that they were going to destroy. They're just lying to themselves at this point. I don't like talking about this stuff. I don't ever want to talk about it again. I just want a nice fun game that I can have a lot of fun with. I don't care about no garbage. I'm totally not crying right now. You're probably annoyed the crud out of my voice. But I look forward to Breakpoint, and I'm glad that Ubisoft, like Nintendo, doesn't give a crud about stuff. And if that stuff is going to be in their games, it must come naturally and not stink and be shoved in your face and forced. Shut up already, I'm going to take you out, punk.
They're coming right at us. What's the word, boss?
The word is, get back here. Word is ungrateful punks.
Fucking sniper's got a 0.
Shut up, sniper. Nobody gives a crud about you. Hey! Hey! Alright. My throat is seriously hurting. I mean, it's because I have a sore throat, not because I'm doing some ridiculous voice that's hurting it. Totally not that. Oh, I'll do it for the next video, I guess, and I'll also do the Ubisoft Fanatic. You guys seem to think it's a bit silly when I do it. Whether you mean that as fun, genuinely funny, or just genuinely annoying. You decide. It's kind of like epic rap battles. Who won? Who's next? You decide. Epic rap battle. I don't quite have it, and you can tell my throat's dying. You already know. I'm gonna take a sick day. Ooh, nice truck. I like the ride. Set of wheels.
We got
Please
enemy
don't. By
reinforcements
the way, I
incoming.
will say that just because everybody takes offense to things, I hope nobody did take
Tangos are
offense to
heading the
this
wrong way.
stuff. I don't mean to offend anybody, as well as I just think and wish people could get along. When they write their dang stories, at least write a story and not force your stupid opinionated crap out down their throats. I mean nothing. Come on! Nabbit, this guy doesn't want to show his head to me. Okay, I'll go back inside, or at least pretend to. I'm back inside. I'm just walking down the stairs. Crying out loud! Dang it! Gotcha, you punk. Oh crud, there's more of them.
What the hell are you doing? Take cover.
I don't wanna. Okay, I'm going to. Whoa, what the heck? Somebody shot through the floor. Get him! Assassin's Creed, get him! Dang it, he's running away. Hold on. There we go.
Grenade!
Yeah! Is that a dude? Ow! It is a dude. I'm down! I'm dead. Killed in action, KIA. Dang it! Anyways, I hope you had fun with this. And once again, I do hope that things turn out for the better in a lot of things. I also want to bring out what the difference is between this change of the design of Sonic the Hedgehog and changes that they want to do to Call of Duty. They want to change core differences in gameplay elements to Call of Duty, or at least core details, where Sonic, it's just genuinely the design, and it's a darn movie. So, and probably not a movie that's going to be great, but just the fact that they're actually taking the effort to at least change the design seems like it's pretty cool, even if the movie isn't that good. We know critics are going to spit all over it anyway, because they didn't like the idea, and critics suck. They're just paid morons, basically. They're not even genuine critics anymore. I don't listen to critics. I mean, there are a lot of people, too, that have some pretty iffy opinions out there, too, about what taste in movies, but at least the genuine consensus is that it's pretty more likely that you're going to run to probably nicer people who have more genuine opinions about things rather than being some silly critic. Like the Godzilla movie, how the crud are you supposed to rate that? It's supposed to be about the monsters, instead they complain about that part. So what the crud? They said there's too much monsters, even though from what I'm hearing of Angry Joe, he's saying there's not enough monsters, and it cuts
All good, all clear.
every single time between the humans and the monsters when you're gonna have this cool battle. And there are cool set pieces, but there's so few in between. It's so cut apart, it's silly. I hope it's not like that. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, I can't take anymore. That voice is hurting, and you can tell my second voice is going downhill. But remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. And that's just genuinely a silly character I've had for a while on this channel, since Watch Dogs 2, I think. Might even be longer than that. He's a silly, fanatical character that's supposed to be kind of religious, but he's not. He acts more like a salesman for Ubisoft. And it just comes across funny. And I think like Far Cry 5 and New Dawn would be the greatest places to have his character, because you literally have the father and such in that. He kind of follows him. So I give him the characteristics of what should have been a crazy Ubisoft fanatic, but instead turned out to just kind of come across more as a salesman, as a joke. But yeah, it's kind of it kind of reminds me of the Monty Python sketch where Eric Idle's character is saying he's a burglar, and that's the most convincing thing for the person on the other side of the door to actually let them in, and he turns out to be a salesman that was just an act. But yeah, I love the sticking idea of just like a salesman who's pretending to be a fanatic, or a fanatic pretending to be a salesman, whichever way you look at it. But yeah, the things I say here are joking, but I do genuinely think some of the stuff that's been going on with critics and journalists especially have been really stupid nowadays. It's been really over-the-top stupid. And there's just so many flaws to their reasoning and such. It's just ridiculous and over-the-top. And it just makes me think, how did these people not see how stupid the things they're saying? Here's how they see it. They don't care. They have no personality. They have no feelings. They have no care at all. They are completely oblivious to everything. And when you do debunk them and you do make them look like an idiot out in public by having logic and common sense beat them, they just brush it off like nothing happened and they've won the battle in the end. When the reality of a situation, if somebody looked at that and genuinely thought about it, yeah, it's pretty darn stupid. It is pretty darn stupid. It is lacking logic of any sort. Yet there are big companies out there that want to appeal to that kind of stuff. And they're going about it wrong, because they're forgetting to stake a focus on the character development and have certain things come naturally instead of forced and shoved down your throat. They apparently don't understand that, and Hollywood hasn't understood, as well as many other companies and corporations, haven't understood crud for years. Yeah, they know how to sell stuff, but nowadays it seems like they don't even know how to do that anymore either. Like, they even forget how to advertise their games a lot of the time. We've seen that with Rage 2 recently as well. Like, they've forgot how to even advertise it, or they just advertise it in the completely wrong way. Even some of the music used for certain like movie trailers and game trailers, like Mortal Kombat 11 and such, just was so off-putting, and like the wrong music you want to use for that. You want a better trailer, and then there is an actual better trailer aside from that, but just the fact they started with such a dumb trailer just didn't really get me as hyped.
Got some hostile activity.
And you have situations like that. Okay, we got a guard post here. But yeah, that's just what I thought. I don't like talking about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about. And when somebody does say they don't want politics in their stuff, that would be the reason why. And that's the kind of politics they're talking about. Not all politics indefinite. It's kind of hard to avoid that stuff anyways, but it's more of a backdrop, or the politics itself is a interpretation, or a fictional interpretation of what that world's politics are, as well as things are based on other stuff. There are like games, movies that could be based on Lord of the Rings, inspired by it. There's stuff inspired by that. Star Wars they kind of took the influence of Star Wars by World War II. You can see it in the Stormtroopers and such. Just the names alone. As well as Emperor Palpatine's rise to power being similar to Hitler's. But it's a different interpretation, kind of like Wolfenstein's like a different interpretation of the direction that World War II would have taken. But yeah, it's just interpretations and stuff. It's still not real in a sense. the problem with that stuff, and this is why I don't like Jim Sterling's Division 2 video on that stuff, is that it's... And I can't believe the stuff he said about Mario and Sonic. That was just the dumbest thing you could ever say in that video. But it's just fictional in a completely different sense from what he seems to think fictional means. Fictional is literally a fictional interpretation of something, or even inspired by something else. It's still fictional. I mean, you can still have fictional works that something that actually did happen might be based on it, or maybe you kind of predicted something happening afterwards. It still means it's fictional, and if anything, that means it becomes relevant at that point, if it has that. And of course, there's all the controversial crud. Shut the heck up with that crud, seriously. Unless it's really controversial, and I also do want to say, when it comes to stuff like blaming PewDiePie for certain things, the people responsible, as well as video games in general and movies, the people who commit a crime or whatever they're doing, are the ones responsible as a individual or individuals for said crime they committed. It doesn't matter if they shout a name or something. Yes, they're going to make somebody look bad, and yes, there's going to be something bad to follow, but that individual is held at their own responsibility. This video got to get deep now that I think about it. I just meant it to be a joking video, but it seemed to turn into something else. Whatever. I just think that stuff has gotten so annoying, and I just wish it would just die. Just die. I don't mean everything die, but just how seriously they take it, to the extent that they do. That stuff needs to die. Shut up!
Here we go. The Ranger being a Ranger.
Shut up. But, and there it is, Ghost Recon Breakpoint being advertised to pre-order on my screen. Anyways, it would be awesome to be sponsored by Ubisoft, by the way. They're one of my favorite companies. My opinions for them have kind of changed, though, but I still love them, and with the stuff that they're doing now, I still have a big appreciation for the work that they do. When I was talking about stuff like Beyond Good and Evil 2, I was still I didn't say the game was going to be bad in my video, I just thought it didn't seem like Beyond Good and Evil. And I'm not the only one that said that, either. But yeah, that's just genuinely the stuff I think I'd say. Without actually mentioning what the stuff is, you know what I'm talking about, just from certain key elements of what I've been saying, without actually saying what I was talking about. Just using certain terms, that is. Or certain words. Keywords. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I don't like talking about it. And I think this will be the only video that, besides my Spider-Man one, where I kind of talked about it. But I hate talking about this stuff. I think it's dumb. Or at least how it's been taken lately is dumb. And I just wish it would stop or end. But I feel like that's not going to happen anytime soon. But just know, don't let these people get to you. I would even say, don't read certain articles. If it's something that's obviously trying to push that kind of, language, I guess you could say, or, opinion, because I wouldn't necessarily call it agenda, because there are some people out there that will strongly fight against it as being an agenda, but I do think that it is a forced opinion. Being forced into something, and there have been opinions and things before, but they've been taken more as they haven't been shoved down people's throats. These are opinions that are it's like a situation where you're talking to a friend that tells you an opinion they have, you tell them an opposite opinion you have, and they say no to you. You should have this opinion, and why? And it makes no sense. You can make your own opinion. You have your own freedom there. And they're trying to force it on you. It's dumb. It's really dumb. And there's so many flaws. That is not a good friend, and that is not a friend you want to hang out with. Same with these different, say, articles and such. opposed to a friend that has an opinion and you have a different opinion, and they say, I respect your opinion, and in return they say, I respect your opinion, and we'll keep it at that. That's basically what things back in the past did. They just were, like, if they had an opinion, it was just left at that. It was like, you can think about this, it's deep thinking, but it doesn't have to be what you believe. I mean, you'll be thinking about it, but you might still come out of it like, I'll still stick with my opinion, my side of the story. But nowadays with stuff like Captain Marvel and such, it just seems like the totally opposite direction, where it's like a bad friend that wants you to desperately believe their opinion, and it does seem desperate too. And it's just forced and shoved down your throat to the extent that you probably shouldn't even be friends with that person anymore. That is not somebody you want to associate with. So take that to heart and think about that. And I'm sorry that this video got so deep. This was just supposed to be about Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but it kind of went into that thing because they're trying to push politics and certain things in Ghost Recon and such, and I think even CODs, the new CODs, kind of being attacked for that stuff, which is stupid when you think about it. Like, they're being attacked. You're a bully. You're a troll out of the internet. You're no different than the people you're calling trolls and bullies. You're doing the exact same thing. Matter of fact, in some ways, you're doing it worse. But anyways, once again, this can also be left up to your opinion, similar to what I said, where it's just like, you can take it as deep thinking, like, maybe I'll really think about this, but maybe I'll still come out with my own opinion in the end. That's all I have to say. I didn't mean this to come to this. I didn't even think it would, but because of the stupid things that have been going on, it's just been ridiculous, and I hate seeing it every time. It's just everywhere. I do think that the way that Angry Joe approaches it is kind of dumb, because Angry Joe straight up ignores it or attacks the people who believe it. I wouldn't do that. I would just do the same thing where it's like, leave it up to their opinion. Don't attack them for it. And he goes about it. He even does things where he's technically calling his fan base stupid. He is calling his fan base stupid. His fans, or at least a big majority of them, even if he's not calling them all stupid, that's stupid. And the stuff he's doing is already objectively wrong there. Shut up, stupid trailer. But I'm sorry that I got mad about this stuff and ranted. But yeah, this stuff is just, it just needs to come to an end. It's gotten overblown, it's gotten stupid. You can kind of see that things are getting a little bit, like, people are starting to understand this stuff isn't really good for them. Like, just the fact that both Nintendo and Ubisoft are like, let's just say no to that stuff now, because we tried it and it didn't work out for us very well. Shut up. And then you see, like, Sega wants to change the design, or at least Paramount wants to change the design of Sonic. There's a couple other things here and there. But yeah, you can kind of see that people are starting to notice that this stuff, at least how it's being taken and used, is not for the best. And it's kind of funny because they think they're telling a message or sharing a story that is meaningful and strong and has, like, it of course does have a purpose, but clearly not to the extent they seem to use it for. They talk about it as if it's the biggest deal in the entire world, when there are people out there starving on the other side of the world and such, and there are so many situations on different parts of the world that are so much worse than the things they're tackling. It's almost like they say they care, but in reality they don't. They don't. And it's stupid. I'm sick of it. Die! But I'm just saying the stuff kind of needs to die down. I have a feeling it will try and grow again, That's kind of how it started in the first place. This kind of stuff got really bad, like mid-2000s, late 2000s. But you know what I mean. Look how crowded the screen is, by the way. Look how many darn things are on this screen. I already registered for the beta. I don't know what's telling me that again. But I hope to see you guys next time. I'm very sorry that this kind of turned into what it did now. I felt like I wanted to rant because it did have some sort of attachment to the new Ghost Recon Breakpoint and things going on are based around it. And don't harass a dev because of certain things that aren't going to be in it or they say isn't going to be in it. You just seem like a troll and bully yourself. It's just so contradictory to the things you say you're trying to stop in the world today. It's so dumb. Speaking of which, Microsoft, you're stupid for the things you're doing when you could just mute people. You could just simply mute or block them. What the crud is your problem when you don't even realize that stuff exists? It's there for a reason. Why the crud do you have to go the extra step for something so stupidly flawed as what you're doing? It's just so dumb. It is so dumb. I can't believe, like, this world is literally going to turn into... Stop doing that. This world feels like its future is going to be a mixture of Idiocracy and Demolition Man. It could go either way. It has gotten so dumb. Oh, I'm sorry that I keep saying that too. But seriously, stop it! I'll see you guys next time. And when you do subscribe, hit the little notifications bell and tell me what you think or your opinion is. What the crud do you think? I don't like talking about this stuff personally because of how it blows out of proportion and just all the things going on around it. If there is somebody going to approach me about that stuff and try to get me involved in it, I'm going to just straight up say no to their face. I'm going to say no. I might even block them if they go too far. I might even delete their messages. I might block them. And if they have friends trying to do the same, I'll block them too. They just look like bullies and they prove my point if they try to do that kind of stuff. It's just ridiculous. And I'll get you next time, Gadget. No, but I'll see you guys next time. My voice is just going all over the place now. I'm gonna lose it. Just doing stupid things. So I'll see you next time. I'm not looking forward to the new Star Wars, by the way. Looks like garbage. Like, there's a certain level of fan stuff you do. There's good, appealing to the fans, and then there's bad. Oh, loud phone. See ya!